Welcome back, Fragrance Fiend here. Today it is Halloween week, and what better thing to do than do a first impression of The Nightmare Before Christmas Eau de Parfum, available on 50ml. Released in 2021, I actually just found out this existed today. I did not know it was a thing until I saw it on the shelf. So Halloween's around the corner. I love the film, as you can see with my little Lego set behind me. I have not bought Lego since I was 10 years old, but this is actually a lot of fun to put together. So I literally bought it for $19.99. I have seen it go for $30 to $40. I would not have paid those prices. I mean, for $20, I'm not exactly losing an arm and a leg, so why not? So I went on to Fragrantica, which I never use as a resource, but the note breakdown was blood, fire, oriental notes, and pumpkin, fitting for the Pumpkin King. But yeah, hearing blood in a note breakdown by a Disney film didn't seem quite right, so I tried to do my research, but there is literally no note breakdown anywhere on the internet regarding this fragrance. That being said, they also have a bottle for Sally and Zero, and their note breakdowns look a lot more appropriate. So since I've never smelled it before, they did not have a tester for this. This is a true first impression. I looked at the ingredient list on the back, which is not a note breakdown, but being a bit of a perfume nerd, you can get a rough idea of what something is going to smell like, depending on the ingredients as well. So some key ingredients were Avania pristani extract, which is derived from oak moss, so I imagine it's going to be a tiny bit woody green perhaps. You've also got citral, which has quite a lemony scent to it, obviously going to be quite citrusy. And you've also got citronellol, which has a tiny bit of a rosiness to it. And lastly, hexylcinnamol, which has sweet floral facets. So it could be anything really, but let's open it up. To be honest, for $20, I'm quite impressed with the packaging and how they managed to do the whole licensing costs. Even the box itself actually does feel a lot nicer than some other fragrance boxes I've felt. Actually didn't even realize till now that it's shaped like a coffin. Ooh, I can pick up a scent already. I'm not even joking, the $19 is actually worth it just for the bottle. I mean, how cool would that look on the shelf? I don't know if it really comes across that good on camera. It's a tiny bit of a solid plastic. This feels like really lovely glass. I think the most scary thing about this is obviously going to be the scent. Yeah, this is definitely not going to have any of the notes Fragrantica says, so let's give it a spray. Let's go. Okay, so yeah, none of the notes are listed whatsoever. This is just a straight up kind of deodorant-y shower gel type of scent, very classic and masculine. Yeah, this is just your typical shower gel aquatic scent, but done quite poorly. Is it offensive? Well, not necessarily. Would you want to wear this? Probably not, unless you're perhaps a teenager just getting into fragrances. Then honestly, for $20, I mean, this still smells somewhat better than a lot of designer fragrances out there, and there's probably good reason why there's no actual note breakdown in this, because it doesn't really smell like anything in particular. It's just a bomb of soapy chemicals which come off quite fresh and clean. This is obviously not a serious review. I'm not going to tell you to buy it or to not buy it, but I think too many people are going to be that invested into the scent of this. This is simply one of those add-on presents you get probably from like your auntie, or if you're a massive fan of the film, cool, it's great in your collection, but I don't think anybody's really going to be buying this one for the scent itself. So yeah, if I go back to that massive list of ingredients on the back, it just feels like so many of these are just chucked in to mask other facets like the undeodorized alcohol and other preservatives and fixatives to make this last on the shelf for years and years and years. I mean, once again, for $19, I've spent a lot more money on fragrances where I've been more appalled by the quality than this, even though the bar is really set incredibly low. Really smells like it's straight from the 80s. I think less than about 10 people have voted that this smells like Abercrombie & Fitch's Fierce. I mean, this actually does smell a tiny bit like the very latest formulation, which you can hear more about in my latest review of that, which is very different to the DNA, which was available only very few years ago. But yeah, the theming is just way off the mark. This is not Halloween Jack. If you're really game enough to have a skull on the cap, packaging in the shape of a coffin, the tone is set for something heavy or artificially sweet. I mean, if I'm being super critical for a $19 scent, it really shouldn't smell like my old high school locker room. But in all fairness, I definitely would wear this over Sol de Janeiro any day of the week, if that says anything. Despite it smelling horribly cheap, it is horribly cheap, and without it there'd be a gap in the market, so I'm kind of glad this does exist for the people who may want it, who do like the franchise or want a very simple, inoffensive gym scent. Honestly, if you were to wear this in public, I don't think really too many people would bat an eye or say that it's disgusting by any means, and as it's drying down, it's not necessarily overly cloying. There's really just no particular notes that I can come up with to describe how this smells. It smells like shower gel. Fresh and aquatic, simple as that. As mentioned, I purely bought this for content, and it might even look good next to the little Lego set I have. Anyway, thank you so much again for watching, and also for 100,000 views. That is incredible. And by the time this is posted in a week, I might even have 600 subscribers by then. And I have been asked to do a Q&A before, even though I'm not really a massive channel, but if you would like to know anything about me or my collection, then feel free to leave some comments below, and I'll definitely consider doing a Q&A video, maybe as my 100th video. Also, nobody's actually guessed the fragrance, which I'll be posting on Halloween. Still a bit of a mystery. Can you guess what that fragrance is? I'll see you then. Happy Halloween.